Mexico is a country of rich cultural traditions and a long historical legacy. Mexico consists of over 11 different tribal groups scattered throughout the republic. The first people to inhabit Mexico are said to have lived around 10,000 BC during the late Pleistocene period. This is a period dating from 10,000 to 7,000 BC, when hunting patterns of subsistence were developed. This Olmec head represents the major civilization which flourished from 1500 BC to 300 AD in the pre-classic period, the Olmecs. The Mayas existed from 1500 BC to 1520 AD, when they were dispersed throughout Central America. Their murals at Bonampak attest to the diversity of musical instruments and the importance of music within the culture. Figurines show dancers, attest to a musical prowess, a talent for dance, movement, choreography. There is ample evidence to suggest that music was important in the Mesoamerican cultures and that it developed to a considerably high level by the time Cortés landed in the early 16th century. That evidence is the vast body of pre-Hispanic musical instruments, figurines, and stelae depicting musicians playing instruments that did survive the conquest. Among the more than 1,000 externally distinct pieces that have survived the Spanish conquest, we may divide them into two major groups, winds and percussion. Here are two examples of the same drum, the teponatzli, similar to a two-keyed xylophone resembling a wooden barrel enclosed at both ends. It was often covered with elaborate carvings representing birds, beasts, abstract-looking human beings, heads, etc. On top of it was cut an H-shaped incision. The two tongues created by the incision each sounded a different pitch, sometimes a major second apart, sometimes a minor or major third apart. This teponatzli, or wooden drum, is from Tlaxcala, the Mixteca Puebla civilization. The Mixtecs have been known since the days of Cortés in 1519 for their artisan products and their beauty. Antonio Cepeda from Mexico has researched pre-Columbian instruments of all categories and performed them extensively. He gives us an example of the possibilities involved in using diverse kinds of teponatzlis.
El sonido es este.
Tzanatzli is still in existence today throughout Mexico, known by a variety of names, is played for many different kinds of festivities. One of the most dominant drums that have been found throughout the world, and is certainly in ample supply in Central America, is the simple membrane cylindrical huehuetl. It's a relative of the kettle drum. Comes in various sizes, each of which was designated by an appropriate prefix, such as pan huehuetl or tlapan huehuetl, depending on its size. This is a huehuetl from Tenango, conserved at the Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City. At a recent concert at UCLA, Luis Perez demonstrates the sound of the huehuetl along with other Native American drums. Ceremonial clay flute with its plug-type mouthpiece, as well as the beak-type quadruple clay flute, demonstrate that the indigenous cultures excelled in wind instruments. Once again, Antonio Cepeda gives us a demonstration of a few of the over 300 different types of flutes that are found in Mexico today pertaining to pre-Columbian background.
Como ustedes pueden ver, el sonido de todas estas flautas es muy melodioso y muy inocente, si pudiéramos catalogarlo de alguna manera.
There are many kinds of flutes, such as this double valve flute with a pellet fitted inside the tube which functions as a valve, or a 7-tone or 5-tone flute, as these found in tombs in the state of Guerrero. This wind instrument is of human bone and dates back to between 1100 and 1600 AD from the San Gabrielino culture in California. Due to the large number of triple and quadruple flutes that have been found throughout Mexico, particularly in the Maya area, we're led to believe that the pre-Columbian Indians possessed a vast knowledge of acoustical sounds, acoustical laws. They were able to construct 3- and 4-part chords with the use of these special flutes.
The Teotihuacan culture.
Also mention the large number of idiophones, rattles, and shakers that are found
Esta es
throughout
una sonaja
Mexico.
oaxaqueña.
Turning our attention to the folk dance, this mural by Jose Antonio Burciaga depicts one of the oldest examples and influences from pre-Columbian Mexico found in the state of Sonora today. The state of Sonora is a large state which consists of various Indian tribes. One of the most notorious is the Yaqui in the Guaymas area, and the dance is the Yaqui deer dance, Danza del Venado, which has the most pre-Columbian influences in its rhythm and the mythology. The deer is a hero and sun symbol. One of the most musical states in Mexico is, of course, Veracruz, home of the son jarocho. It is also the home of the dancing game of the voladores, as well as in Puebla, Mexico. The voladores are a visual representation of the sun's course. That is, they are a present-day relic of ancient civilization in Mexico, a performance that represents an old sun ceremony in the form of a dance. In all probability, it was held at the time of the seasonal festivals and also in a special ceremonial form whenever the 52-year cycle came to an end and a new time reckoning began. In the ancient Mexican civilization, every detail of this ceremonial act has a significance. The planting and tending of the tree serving as the axis for the rising and falling movements which mark the beginning, the number of voladores, their costume and greeting which each of the participants had to send out to the 4 corners of heaven from the top of the mast. Following is a Huaxtec dance common in the states of Puebla, Hidalgo, and Veracruz, where it is known by the following names: Dance of the Sun's Gleam, Dance of the Quetzals, the sacred birds of the Aztecs, Dance of the Quetzalines, Lacas, and Aras. The gigantic headdress fastened on the head symbolizes the sun. From the state of Mexico comes the dance of the concheros. Dance owes its name to the instrument played by the dancers. It is made from a concha shell, or an armadillo's back, and its bulging shape provides the suitable resonator base for the plucked instrument of the mandolin type. The origin of the dance goes back to the 16th century and relates a famous battle that was fought between the Spanish on the one side and the Chichimecs on the other. The Chichimecs were defeated and accepted the new religion of the Spanish. West of the state of Mexico lies the state of Michoacán, one of the richest musical states in the whole republic. There are many dances here that are pre-Columbian origin. One of the most famous is the dance of the little old men, La Danza de los Viejitos. It is a dance of definite pre-Columbian origins. Even before the Spaniards came, this dance was done by young men imitating old men who at first seemed tired and feeble. They then become quite lively as they jump and hop around before fainting or falling down to the entertainment and laughter of the audience. Again to the easternmost state of Veracruz and the Creole mestizo dance, the son jarocho. The jarocho style of music of Veracruz is played by musical groups that are called conjuntos jarochos. This includes the Veracruz harp, the jarana jarocha, the requinto, as the typical instruments of the jarocho music. The dance is called the zapateado. It is an intricate heel work, similar to that found in Spanish flamenco dances. Many times the dancers try to outdo each other with their skill. The music reflects influences from Africa and the Caribbean. This son jarocho is entitled Cadelo.
Canelo, caramba, de madrugada. ¿Dónde vas, Canelo, caramba, de madrugada? A cortar lechuga, Canelo, para la ensalada. A cortar lechuga, Canelo, para la ensalada. A la tripi, caramba, tripa de mapache. A la tripi, caramba, tripa de mapache. Mi mamá no quiere, Canelo, que yo me emborracho. Y si me emborracho, Canelo, que se con tepache. Mi mamá no quiere, Canelo, que yo tome vino. Y si acaso tomo, Canelo, que sea del retiro. Canelo y una águila real, sepultura de oro, Canelo, caja de cristal. A la tripi, Canelo, tripa de venao. A la tripi, caramba, tripa de venao. Mi mamá no quiere, Canelo, que coma pescado. Y si acaso como, Canelo, que sea bacalao. Y si acaso como, Canelo, que sea bacalao.
Next, we turn our attention to the central west state of Jalisco, birthplace of mariachi music.
the son jalisciense, or song from Jalisco, is performed by mariachis wearing charros or fancy horseman costumes. A mariachi ensemble consists of several violins, guitar, a vihuela, guitarra de golpe for accompaniment, and a guitarrón, the four-string bass. Trumpets were added in the 1930s for more commercial appeal. There are many different styles of sones, or songs, most of them in major keys, combining binary and ternary rhythms in a festive jarabe that is tied intimately with dance.
The dance is the well-known jarabe tapatío, the national dance of Mexico. From the border states in the north of Mexico of Chihuahua, Coahuila, Durango, Sonora, and Nuevo León, as well as in Texas and the southwestern United States, comes the music known as norteño. Norteño polkas are played on the accordion, bass, and bajo sexto, a 12-string guitar. The cowboy style of dress used by norteño dancers reflects the border origins in the music. This particular polka is a heel-stomping taconazo.
Suénenle con que al bailando agarre bailador, agarre largo el brazo. Rodéenle la cintura y saque polvadera con el taconazo.
From the individual untrained street musician to duets, trios, and larger groups or ensembles, the folk musicians within their historic folk music culture produce a wide repertory of highly original generic types, of which we have only presented a small sampling.
The indigenous and mestizo contribution in the folk music and dance of today illustrates the special mode of interpretation, a comparatively modern creation, which is the most representative and consistent expression of the mixing or mestizaje of Indian and non-Indian people in Mexico. It is the mestizo folk music itself that has been the root of a consciously nationalistic art music. Today, groups such as Los Folkloristas, shown here, are actively researching, performing, and recording various vital folk styles in order to bring this music culture to a wider audience. The study of Mexican music affords us the opportunity to discover the process of assimilation and interpretation or reinterpretation of indigenous and non-indigenous music elements in Mexico.
Digan si me han de vender. Ay, no más, sí, ay, no más, y este es el maratumbe. Que cantan por allá abajo. También por aquí lo cantan. Pero les cuesta trabajo. Ándale, órale, ándale. Las muchachas con amor, se les quita lo cobarde, sentimiento y dolor, se lo dicen a la madre, acuérdese del amor, que usted le tuvo a mi padre. Ay, no más y ay, no más, toda la vida que sea, como se ama una bonita, así se estima una fea, se le muerde la boquita,